Hi, my name is Caleb Fiegelstead. You may recognize me from the famous Instagram photography page, Average Archives. I'll remind you, I'll put it up here just so you can see it, maybe reminded about it. And today, I'm going to be taking you a little bit into my world. I've been shooting photography for over 20 years now. I've made a name for myself. I've made a dent in the photography industry, both film and digital. And so I want to take you into my world. I want to show you the tricks that I have accrued with my experience and wisdom and age. And today, this will be a film video shot on digital. Because come on, I can't shoot it on film. Don't be silly. Come on, you know better than that. Today, I'll be taking you in to my photography journey for today. I have 3 photos that I will be showing you that I captured, and I have the footage of them to show you kind of the setup and how I did it. I'll be taking you along with these 3 photos, telling you what I really liked about them, with the composition and the layering and the foreground and the background, the forward, the forefront, all that stuff. I'll be taking you into my world as I shot 3 photos around my house, and I'll show you kind of the process, the come along process of what it took me to take those, the setup, the settings, maybe the settings. If I feel like it, you should know just by an innate kind of instinct. If you don't have that, you might want to consider not doing film photography. It's a cutthroat business, and I just want to be honest with you rather than get your hopes up. So today, I'll be showing you 3 photos that I really have come to be very fond of around the house here that I really, really enjoyed. And here's the first one and its setup. As you can see, we're here with our first subject in the field, the tree. And I have my handy film camera with me, and we're gonna snap a photo real quick, all right? All right. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Yes. Good. All right. Oh, here we go. How silly of me. Rookie, right? Beautiful. Here we go. And the settings I'm using, well, those are pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain them. Beautiful. That concludes it. And we're back. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed all the work that I put into that, because it took me quite a while to get just the right angles and the depth, all the layering that we'll discuss. I have so named this very apropos of the subject and also of the message, the subtext that's kind of conveyed there. This photo is called Bark. No dogs, just kidding. This photo is called Bark. And I just want to talk about kind of, excuse me. You couldn't see it. It's called Bark. And I have so named this because of its complexity to it. Because obviously we're looking at the bark of a tree, giver of oxygen, giver of life. However, there's more to it, because as we see this crusted, hardened, jaded even exterior from the turbulences of life and the torrents that the winds of fate bring upon us, we can see that it's grown hard. It's grown cold in a sense. Even with the sun shining on it, there's a juxtaposition. The warm sun is shining on it. However, there's still the coldness of the exterior on which the sun rays are hitting. And I just think that that's beautiful, really. All the crevasses and the nooks and the recesses within this piece really show you the level to it. This is 3-dimensional. This is a real thing in life and in space and in time. There's a lot of nice peaks and valleys in this photo that conveys a sense of melancholy, and there's a verbosity to it. There's a verbosity. It takes up the screen, and yet you're sucked in as well. I just think it really works with how I shot it, how I did everything. I think it just really works with the sunlight, illuminating those, but then you can see the shadows, because to the light of our life, aren't there always shadows? And so I think this piece really kind of speaks in volumes. I just think that this piece is really something beautiful. All right. Sorry, I was just very moved by that last piece. Moving on to the next item that I have photographed, and that would be the lake in the background, the little pond out back here. But before actually I get into it here, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Why don't you take a look for yourself? And this is the next spot in the field, the lake. And this is a really beautiful vista that I think there's a lot of potential here, all right? So we got to get into position. You know, the sun's in a good spot. So all right. Beautiful. Let's just right here. There we go. Beautiful. Oh. Couldn't have done it any better myself. Oh wait, it is myself. And welcome back. Here, as you can see on the screen that I'll put up right now, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, and I just think it really worked out beautifully with how the sun hid behind clouds real quick on this otherwise perfectly clear day. I don't know, I seem to have a knack for finding the perfect time, you know, right space, right time, and all of that. And as you can see here, there's just a lot of beauty in the nature here. There's a serenity here that I would also call it cold, but unlike the cold of the bark photo, this is a warming cold, if that makes sense. It's soothing, you know? It's the type of cold that you put on your hand after you just burned it trying to straighten out your trousers, you know? Trying to look your Sunday best, and they're all wrinkly and stuff. And this is the type of cold that would soothe you, you know? It would calm you. It's inviting, you know? It's drawing me in, you know? To get in there and walk on the ice and explore every nook and cranny. You know, I like how the blue really stands out in contrast to the not blue that is also in the photo. I just think it really worked out with the reflections and just the beauty of the beauty of nature. It's just gorgeous. And like the snow and I'm glad that I was able to capture the mountains how I did. I just think it was really a perfect time. You know, I waited there for a little bit. And also as I had come back to, you know, turn the camera off, take it back inside, I actually waited just a bit longer out there because I noticed there was a shift, you know, starting to shift. And so I stayed out there a little longer, and then I captured this photo here. I moved to different angles. So that's why, you know, obviously it looks different, but this is what I mean, you know, as I was walking away with the camera, looking behind me, you know, I was longing for the vista that I captured, but I was at a different angle. And so I found this change of scenery just from walking a couple yards, you know, just a little shift in perspective. And that's a really good lesson for life. It's a very good lesson for life. Shift your perspective, maybe by a few inches, a few feet, a few yards, shoot, a few meters, whatever you use to measure distance that makes sense to you. If you just shift your perspective, then you can so beautifully see something different, you know, where it once was, and this by no means contradicts what I was saying, but where it once was cold, right? It's a colder looking photo. Now you can see the beauty of the fire and the warmth of the orange and all of that, you know? And so that's why I stuck around a little bit, because I could just kind of, you know, it's a sense that you develop when you've been in this industry for so long, and you also just have innate talent, you know? Not everyone has it. No one I've met has it. So if you say you do, I won't believe you. I'm very good at telling lies, and I'm a good judge of character. But I found this, and I just knew it was coming, so I had to sit and wait. And so I sat a bit longer, and that's what I found. Thank you, and you're welcome. For this next photo, I want you to prepare yourself, okay? Because this is something that I have developed to be able to put into practice through all of my many, many, many years of experience and my great, fantastic wisdom. I've been able to, this is my magnum opus, you know, for some of you language people out there. This is something that I'm very proud to show, and it just really it really rounds off the photo session, you know, and there's a lot to talk about it, so, but I'll just let you see for yourself. And now for my final photo of this series that you'll see the results of. I'm gonna photograph the sun. and I'm at the perfect vantage point to do so. So, here we go. Let's put the lens cap away. I don't want it to drop off at this height, you know? All right. Now let's see. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, there she is. Hello. Beautiful. Gorgeous. All right. I got to get this just right. This is a tough one to capture. All right. Let's just... Okay. And... that's going to be a good photo. I can feel it, you know? And that's something with film that a lot of people say, which is true, is that you can't see a result right away, but it's almost like I could, you know? I could just see the result already. It's just, it's going to be something else. It's going to be something else. I'm so amazing. The setup video, I mean, not the actual photo. That's what I'm here for. And here, I'm just going to pull it up. Here it is. I know. Pretty impressive. I was stunned myself. I was thinking to myself, you know, what's a good way to round off these beautiful landscapes that I'm taking pictures of? And what I had thought was, well, talked about the sun illuminating the bark, you know, creating all the nice contrasts and shadows. And then I talked about how the sun really illuminated those beautiful mountain vistas. And so I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I go to the source? Why don't I go to the bringer of light and life to this planet? And so I thought, you know what? Let's take a photo of the sun. And I did. I'm really proud with how this turned out. I had to, you know, develop this specific stratagem through countless trial and error runs. But it really, you know what? I think it turned out pretty well. I think it's a little blurry, and I'm open to critiquing myself. But it's a little blurry. There was a little bit of shake there, but that's because that's because of how the earth moves. You know, there's no way around that. Because with somebody, you know, with my experience, I've mastered the ability to hold my breath for long periods of time and to stay still. So it just can't be avoided. But I was able to, you know, it still looks clear, you know, to the untrained eye. You know, it looks clear, but it's a little shaky when you know what you're looking for. Anyways, I just think you can tell, you know, this is the sun. You know, you can tell. Oh boy, there's a lot of warmth here. There's a lot of life here. You know, the sun is alive in it of itself, and from that life, we too are alive and warm. We're warmed, you know. So it's a perfect round off to my previous photos, because there's just such beauty in the warmth and in all that it provides. There's just so much to it that just it's gorgeous, you know. It's shining down on my face right now. I found favor with the sun. It's just respecting the sun, you know. It's the warmth that shines through that really just it gets you, you know. It warms you up no matter where you're at, you know. The photos could look cold, as I said with bark, and as I said with the lake photo, but the sun, man, it's warm, it's beautiful, it's life, it's rebirth. And I also, you know, I got a little carried away, and I also went to get a close-up of it, you know, just because I thought, such a good vantage point, you know, I may as well not waste this. And so, I know, cool, right? Yeah, look at that. It looks fuzzy, doesn't it? Looks fuzzy. Yeah. It's not fuzz. That's fire. That's the sun. Yeah. So I was able to get this close up. Again, you know, not the best quality. If you know what you're looking for, like, you know, a skilled wizard such as myself, you know, I use the term wizard is because my photos are magical. But you can see just the close up here, and I was, you know, and I was looking at it patiently, and then I caught a little flare flash up, and so then I decided that's when I would snap my picture, and that's when I would use my final roll, or excuse me, silly. The final shot in my roll of film. I decided to use it on this, and I think it turned out pretty well. You know, I'm pretty content with it, and it just shows like how the sun is alive, and like, look at it. It's like a little arm that just reaches up, just, you know, it's like a sperm whale, you know, jumping out of the water. You know, I think it did it for me. You know, it knew that I was watching. You know, and that's beautiful. You can just see the life. There's life in the sun, and so there's life on our planet. That's just brilliant. I feel connected to the sun, as we all should, as it is our our nightlight, if you will, in the cold, dark, vacuumous recess that we call space. And I'm content with these, you know. I would say not my best work overall. I mean, to the layman eye, of course, it's going to be fantastic. But if you know what you're looking for, there's some areas to kind of, little critiques here and there, which I already know. I've already explained it to myself, that which hasn't been in the video here. So if you do comment any critiques, I will delete it because I don't need that in my life, frankly. I'm just awestruck, you know. A human did this. I did this. It's amazing, really. It really says a lot about humanity and our constant battle and drive. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Not that I'm implying it was a challenge to get through, mind you. I'm aware that this was a masterpiece and very soothing to watch. So much so that I bet you're probably shocked that it's the end of the video. You were so enthralled in this. And yes, it is the end, but worry not. I will be back for another video to help you and continue to build your knowledge in film and photography and videography. Whatever your trade is, I will be back with another video shortly to continue to expand your knowledge and your skills for you for free. If you'd like to purchase any of these photos and others, I have them up at my print shop, averagearchives.com. You'll be able to support me there. And for further support, you can also send me money. You can send it to me on the following sites I have pulled up here: PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, OnlyFans, which is no content, just for another avenue of sending money. Kickstarter, GoFundMe, and then my bank routing number, which is 24735691456632321 4244. You can also meet me in person at the local Top Golf, or at the coordinates listed on my sweatshirt here, which is North 59, 1945, East 1847. For more of an in-person exchange, no talking or pictures, just purely business. Maybe a round of Top Golf, if I'm so inclined, but don't get your hopes up. That about covers it then. Thank you for watching, and go out there and try to do as good as me.